Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose back at it again with another Gems of War Tower Invasion video for you guys. Now in this one, we have a brand new tower invasion this week for the Kingdom of Pride Lands. And in this week, we picked up this tower killer right here, Shadow Whisker. So we're going to be taking a look at maybe a team or two for this tower invasion event. And you guys know what is the usual deal with my teams. I want to go as fast as possible, with as strong as possible with my troops. All right, so Shadow Whisker is an undead Raksha from Pride Lands with a 12 mana cost. I have it with an 11 mana cost right now because it is shiny level 1. I purchased that starter pack last week. Its spell is Ghostly Swipe. It will deal magic plus 2 damage to an enemy boosted by ghost gems. You see a couple more ghost gem troops being added to the game. This one is of course a tower killer. It will deal 3 times to 5 times damage based on my ascension. It has for its first trait Undying, standard trait, which is immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy, and deathmark. It has that new trait, which is the haunted trait. 15% chance to create a ghost gem when my turn begins. We haven't seen anything yet that shows any potential for this new gem mechanic, which can give you souls as a result of destroying those ghost gems or exploding them. But maybe in the future we'll get something that's really good for bringing back that, soul farming meta that was there before. And of course, it has the standard trait of Siegebreaker for the final trait. 3 times to 5 times skull damage versus towers based on my ascension. That's why I have that troop on the front of this team. Now, you guys can notice that there's a doubled option at the back of this team. It is Indrajit. Indrajit is a legendary troop that you pick up from the Indrajit's Palace faction, which is associated with Pride Lands. It is a Daemon Raksha with a 16 mana cost. It's a mage. If you want to know what a troop role is, it's a mage. Um, uh, Flurry of Claws is the spell. It will deal a range of damage boosted by red and purple gems to 4 random enemies. So you see why I've doubled up on this as we progress in the fights and the enemy has more HP and armor. This troop right here is going to be, smacking really, really hard, especially if I kill out one of those towers with my Tower Slayer. Indrajit's spell and traits. His trait is Deep Magic. He will gain 5 magic when attacking delves, not relevant to the fight in which we're having right now. He also has Spell Armor. He will reduce damage from spells by 25%. And he has Hellfire. He will curse and burn a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. Now that is pretty good for the fights that don't have the invulnerable troops, which are the towers. So it's applicable before then. After that, it's not so important. But the spell will always be useful on this one. Now, the weapon of choice is going to be the Wand of Stars. I'm using the Wand of Stars here because it's the weapon that gets spell ready the easiest in this setup. You can block it with 2 mana. You still have 4 mana colors to pick from so as to get the weapon spell ready. Now, the class that I'm using here is the Sun Spear Hero class. And why am I using the Sun Spear Hero class? Because both my Indrajits are boosted by red gems on the board. Sun Spear has that final trait of Heat Wave. It will create a firestorm, which is a red storm at the start of every single turn. So I'm going to be having a red storm over and over again. So there's going to be a lot of red gems on the board based on those explosions that are going to be started from the potions. Speaking of potions, let's take a first look at the talents here. So I have Snap Freeze Set, Insulated, Root Trap, Firestarter, Gift of Fire is going to be very important because all the troops are using red mana. Firebringer, and finally Fireblade. And then right there are the potions. I have the Potion of Enchantment, Potion of Explosion, Potion of Rejuvenation, and the Potion of Armor. As the week progresses, I might purchase a couple more potions, but for the time being, I'm going to be sticking it with this option right here. The Potion of Armor is going to be very good since my first troop, the Shadow Whisker, does not have skull damage reduction. So with the Potion of Armor, each ally reduces damage from skulls by 25%. That's pretty good for this team setup right here. The banner of choice here is the Saurus banner from the Fangmore faction. This is a +2 on red, +1 on blue. Then we're minusing brown. We have to minus something. Right, so let's hop into this fight. We are pretty, halfway there when it comes on to the event. because of that starter pack. So once we get one of these troops spell ready, kill one of the bosses, then we're gonna go ahead, not the boss, but the tower, I should say. Once we kill the tower, we want to go ahead and match off any 4 plus gem matches for sure. Follow up with a wand. And we want to get our Indrajit powered up. And once he's spell ready, he's going to be tapping those enemy troops very hard. As you guys can see, we got the kill. Maybe in some fights, you might want to take off one of your Indrajits, especially at these lower level battles, and put on something else. But for me, right now, I'm keeping my double Indrajit on the team because I want to make it as fast as possible. As you guys can see, it was a pretty quick fight, right? Shadow Whisker got spell ready very quickly, and then he was able to kill. All right, there we go. Kill one, and then You're gonna go ahead and get the one the spell ready. You want to get the one spell ready as quick as possible because you want to cast it and get your Indrajits powered up. And once they're ready, they're gonna take care of enemy troops pretty fast. Look at this. Even for this resummon, look at that. It's still killed, right? And that's the reason why I'm using Indrajit. You kill out one enemy, and Indrajit now is gonna be tapping one enemy multiple times. And if you take out two enemies, he's tapping the last two enemies multiple times. So that's going to be very good in clearing through these battles very, very fast. Of course, there are more meta ways as well that you can go down the route of, clearing out this event. But I'm going to be showcasing that right after this. Let's see if we can pick up a kill first, and then I'm going to showcase that team option. Right, so let's kill one of these suckers, and now follow up with Intrigate. He's gonna kill for sure. There we go, man. That bad boy be tapping them and tapping them and tapping them. All right, so that is one team option right there that you guys can try out. Shadow Whisker, Wand of Stars with the Sunspear hero class. These are the talents. Then your two Intrigates. Now, maybe you don't want to go down this route and you want to go down a much quicker route. You want to take off your two Intrigates right here. Keep on the Shadow Whisker because he is the captain for this event. You don't want to take him off. He's essential to ensure that you gain double your points, I think, as well as he has double spell damage throughout this event. Right, so let's take a look at our troops here. Let's go from base order. So our troop options are definitely going to be all Rakshas, and they are all over, right? So one of the great ways in which you can do this event is, let's see if I can find that troop right here. Yeah, this troop right here, Second Claw and her. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Right? This troop is pretty good in this event. It's somewhat of a generator option. You can use him if you see fit, as you go deeper into the fights. There is another troop that comes to mind that you can use. Where is that troop? Where is he? This troop right here. Um, First Claw Mahis, right? This troop can eliminate attack and armor from the first two enemies boosted by my attack, right? Because he can right off the jump like shred all their attack. They'll have nothing, and then he'll give mana to the other allies. If you put two of him on a team, it could prove to be very useful for you in some fights. Of course, the weapon that I would put on this team that would make it go much quicker, especially the early level fights, you guys know what it is. I don't need to say anything, right? You know it starts with a ruby and it ends with a macaque, right? The ruby macaque is going to be a great weapon in this event, especially in the low level fight. So you don't have to worry about casting your Shadow Whisker, you cast the Ruby Macaque. The only thing you have to be concerned about is getting it spell ready. Right, how can we get it spell ready? For one, you can switch around the class, right? So you don't have to use the Sunspear Hero class, even though that is the class of the week. You can go ahead and use the Titan Hero class, because Titan Hero class is going to be having a 50% start, and it will have a Brown Storm. So you can always use it and spam it up to get it spell ready. Then now you can put in the back of the team, as I said before, you can put troops like First Mate. Do I have this troop fully medaled? No, I do not. Oh wow. So this troop needs to get medaled this week. All right, let's put that right there. So there's just going to be backup options, not the central focus here, just backup options, right? Um, and let's take a look at possibly putting a storm on. Yeah, this troop right here, Spell Paw, will allow you on this team to get a firestorm. So right there, you can put him in the team. He's going to be right here. It's going to allow you to have a firestorm, and you can use this if you need to shred away the enemy's attack. in some possible way. But for example, let's roll with it like this. I'm going to put this troop at the back of the team because I'm not going to be casting it. Majority of times, I'm going to be going for the Ruby Macaque for the quick win. All right, now we're going to change the banner here. Let's go with a red and blue banner, right? And let's see what else. Oh, this is all my choices? Oh, I don't want to do that. How about red and brown then? Red, brown. Let's minus a color that I'm not using. Red, brown. Minusing purple. Yeah, that sounds good. The Meteor banner from the City Mirage Kingdom. This is a +2 on red, +1 on brown. Then I'm minusing purple. Spell power. I'm not using it for the spell, even though you can. Converting those blue gems to red will benefit your team. Barrier in the strongest ally. That's not bad, but let's roll down this way with this team right here and see how it actually works out. And if you want to use a more tanky class as well, use the Geomancer class, right? You're gonna get a 50% mana start, 50% skull damage reduction, and it's gonna be a big tank. So if you guys want to go down that route, go for it. It's gonna be really good. All right, there we go. Ruby Macaque, big hits, and spell ready again, as you guys can see. So, for example, we're in a higher level fight, right? And the enemy has a lot of attack. There we go. Booyah. Zero attack, right? Zero attack for the enemy troop. And you can go ahead, once again, as I said before, and convert those blue gems into red gems if you want to, but I don't need to right here. I just need to kill. There we go. Ruby Macaque got the win. So those are two teams, right? One with the extremely meta option, Ruby Macaque. The other one is a more low rarity option. I showcased the lower rarity option at the start. Even though neither team has mythics, I really wanted to go with the one that players are able to gain access to easily. Indrajit, right? Indrajit in this where is he? Indrajit is a legendary troop from Indrajit's palace. You go down to the faction, toss a couple chaos shards at the portal, and you should be able to pick up a copy or two of this troop. He has a 20% to all skills this week, 10% because he's a Raksha troop, another 10% because he's from Pride Lands. So he is great to use in this event this week. If you don't want to go down that route and you have the Ruby Macaque, put it onto a team like this, and I'm sure you're gonna make, light work of the enemy troops. They're not going to be able to stop you. This troop right here will nullify them so that it cannot, um, so they cannot, do any damage to you. You strip off all their attack, like you completely eliminate it, and some armor as well. I want to say that he takes off the attack and armor from the first two enemies, right? So that is powerful. And then he's giving mana to all other allies. So just in case your spell power was just about to get spell ready, this sucker is going to be right there to help him push him over the top, get him spell ready so he can get more mana to your troops and get the ball rolling. Hopefully, you guys and gals found this video helpful and informative, and these two teams are helpful to you as well. If you did find them helpful, smash that like button and comment and let me know what you guys think about this team and the other team as well. And are you guys going to be using them in this event? And send over your guildmates to come on and check out the PvP teams, the Guild Wars teams, the Explore teams, man, the Invasion teams, the Doom teams, all the amazing teams that we're posting up on the channel. All right, guys. Catch y'all next one. Peace.